3 of the top 10 places to live in the world are in Spain. With over 300 sunny days a year, it's no wonder 5 million expats call Spain home. If you're thinking of making the leap to living in Spain, then this video is for you because I'll be going through the top 10 best places to live in Spain for expats, digital nomads, and retirees. If we haven't met yet, my name's Kristin. I've been helping people relocate abroad for the last 20 years, and I've also traveled through 60 countries myself. So if you're new here, then feel free to subscribe and let's jump right in. In 10th place, Murcia. Known as one of the best seaside towns in Spain, Murcia is one of the country's most vital agricultural hubs. It's called Europe's orchard for its long history of cultivating fruit, flowers, olive oil, and wine, which are exported to major Spanish cities throughout the country, as well as Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Murcia is one of the more cost-effective places to live in Spain, especially when it comes to housing. The prices there are lower than renting in both Malaga and Valencia, and you can find apartments starting at €500 per month. Food is also pretty affordable as well, with a plate at a local restaurant going for around $10. A real estate company called Fotocasa actually ran a survey in Spain and found that this area was actually the second most profitable place to invest in the country. So if you're looking for real estate, this is a good option for you. Just be prepared for a pretty high electric bill if you run your AC from May to September. To escape the heat there, check out the beach of Playa de la Llana, which is only 40 minutes away. With a population of less than 500,000 people, a lot of foreigners living there say that it feels more like living in a village than a city. They also say that the locals and expats alike who are there are quite open, and it's pretty easy to make friends. The friendly people paired with the low cost of living also makes Murcia a top choice for international students who are looking for a place to study abroad. The city has both private and public universities, both with English programs, but of course, with anywhere you move, learning the local language will help you integrate better. On the downside, Murcia is known as one of the hottest and driest regions in Spain, which is a country that's very prone to droughts, and this area is no exception. 9th on our list, Valencia was once crowned the top place in the world for expats to live, and it's easy to see why. Many people describe it as a perfect city that is not too crowded, but not too boring. You've got a beautiful city center with a lot of things to do. It's not as expensive as Madrid and Barcelona, and you also have the mountains and beaches nearby. Valencia also holds some of Spain's biggest annual celebrations, such as Las Fallas, a 5-day festival to usher in the spring. For some people, the Las Fallas time of year is not their favorite because of all the noise and commotion, but throughout the rest of the year, you'll have plenty of time to eat, drink, sleep, and relax. Speaking of food, Valencia is the birthplace of paella, Spain's famous rice and seafood dish. Here, you can attend the world's paella competition every year or choose to eat from one of 36 Michelin star restaurants. The city is also quite walkable with convenient public transport routes, making it quick and easy to get around, especially compared to larger cities like Barcelona. There are also nice parks to walk in, such as Turia Park, and many open spaces. On the downside, Valencia has gotten so popular that it's actually affecting the affordability of the city, and it's becoming more crowded. On one hand, you have local Spaniards who are moving there from places such as Barcelona due to the lower cost of living and also reportedly to escape some of the political instability there. Then you have all of the foreigners and expats, especially around Europe, countries like the UK and Germany, as well as the US and Canada, who are attracted to the warm, sunny weather there, which has also driven up prices. Prices for housing have gone up by 20 to 30%, even 50% in recent years, and some apartments that used to go for €500 per month could now be €600 or €700, with some reports that I saw online of people chattering that they couldn't find housing that they liked that was nice in nice areas for less than €1,000 or €1,500 per month. Landlords have also become become a bit skeptical of short-term vacation renters, and so if they have long-term properties to offer, then they might want you to sign a lease of 1 year or more. For help finding a flat, you can try contacting one of Valencia's rental agencies or make a post in Facebook groups, such as Expats in Valencia. While the sunny days attract many people to this area, it's also hot in the summers. So a lot of people recommend living there in the fall, winter, and spring, or at least finding a place with air conditioning. And while Valencians are generally known as friendly, and this has long been a good place for foreigners to integrate, there have been some protests in recent years due to the large number of people coming in and also the higher cost of living. The next city on our list was actually ranked the #1 place to live in the world by thousands of expats who participated in the 2023 Internation survey. And what people like the most about living in Malaga is the moderate cost of living, which comes in around $2,000 per month, but also the friendly people and the high quality of life. This is a really special part of Spain where you have the beach and good food and restaurants mixed with culture. Malaga has some of the best museums in the country, upwards of 40 museums in one small town. Located on Spain's Costa del Sol, Malaga is also the former home to the famed artist of Picasso. So if you envision yourself sipping sangria on a beach while enjoying art galleries and culture, then Malaga could be your paradise. Ranked the #1 city in Spain to work and play, Malaga has miles of coastline, making it a popular cruise port and a great place to soak up the sun and coastal lifestyle. Malaga's urban beach, La Malagueta, is impeccably clean with gentle waves and shaded areas to nap. But if you want a good spot, get there early, as Malaga is a popular tourist spot year-round, and popular beaches such as Malagueta can get crowded. For a more relaxing, less crowded area, check out Playa Peñón. When it comes to the cost of living, as I mentioned, it's around $2,000 per month, but that actually puts it as the 5th most expensive city to live in Spain. That being said, depending on where you're coming from, you could still find it quite affordable. This is an area where you can still find an apartment for 100,000 euro, and a meal at a restaurant could set you back around 25 euro. Like many cities in Spain, however, an influx of tourism and also workers for all of the different industries there has put upward pressure on prices. It seems like the housing market in Spain, as well as Portugal and many places around the world, has been affected by tourism. So everywhere you go, you have pros and cons, but it certainly seems like a lot of people have found a home away from home in Malaga. What I like about it is that you have the historical center of the town where you can go to markets and restaurants, and then you also have the beach right there, and that's not something you can get everywhere. To connect with people in Malaga, check out the Expats in Malaga Facebook group with more than 80,000 members. Learning a second language can change your life forever. When I learned Spanish, it made it a lot easier to live in places like here in Miami, and also to travel to some of my favorite countries like Mexico, Costa Rica, and of course, Spain. If you've been wanting to learn a second language, Rosetta Stone's method helps you learn in a natural way. I especially like their interactive stories feature, which helps you read, listen, and speak the words, all while learning more about the culture. Rosetta Stone's phrase books are perfect for helping you brush up on common words and phrases before your next trip. You can choose from topics like meeting people, dining out, health, safety, and more. Whether you're looking forward to chatting with your new neighbors at the market, ordering a delicious paella at a local restaurant, or even talking with your doctors in different countries, learning the local language will help you feel at home. You can get more than 50% off of any single language right now by using the link below this video. Or if you'd like access to all of the Rosetta Stone languages, you can get that too for more than 60% off by using the link below or by clicking on this QR code right here. Start your journey to learning a new language today, and thanks to Rosetta Stone for partnering with me on this video. 2 hours northwest of Malaga is number 7 on our list today, Seville or Sevilla, the largest city in the Andalusia region. Once the seat of the Spanish Empire, Seville was ruled by the Moors for centuries. Walking around, you'll still see signs of Moorish influence today, including the Alcazar Palace and certain parks and neighborhoods with Moorish arches, columns, mosaics, and walls. You might even recognize some areas from movies like Star Wars and Game of Thrones. If you're a history buff, then Seville could be the place for you. The history there is one of the reasons why millions of tourists visit each year. And despite all the people coming and going, it's still the 3rd safest city in Spain. If you're a night owl, you'll appreciate the late night culture that Seville has to offer, with more bars and clubs per capita than any other city in Europe. People stay out late often, socializing, dining, and drinking, and the pedestrian-only streets are well lit and filled with people. It's a place that feels secure day and night, except in some neighborhoods, such as Los Pajaritos and Los 3000. And if you don't live inside the city center, then Seville offers night buses until 2 a.m. and Ubers aplenty. Seville is a good place for you if you prefer city life to the beach, but like places like Malaga and also Murcia on our list today, the temperatures can get very hot in the summer, upwards of 40 degrees Celsius or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is another place that you'll be lucky to get some air conditioning. While there are parts of Spain that you can get by with speaking only English, Seville is not the best place for that. So you'll want to brush up on your Spanish before you go or while you're there. And also some expats have had mixed reports about how easy or difficult it is to make friends there. So learning a bit of Spanish will definitely help you out. If you're looking for a medium-sized town in Spain with good infrastructure, airports and trains, and lots of things to do, consider Seville. Number 6, A Coruña. In Spain's breezy northwest, you'll find the birthplace of Zara, A Coruña. But the fashion industry isn't the only industry making Coruña an economic powerhouse. Professionals in finance, sales, technology, oil, gas, and even fishery enjoy the many job opportunities here. For a city of under 250,000 people, it's one of Spain's highest GDPs per capita. And surprisingly, the cost of living is still quite low for Spain, with rental prices half the price of Madrid. Similar to Malaga, the average cost of living in this area is around $2,000 per month, but some locals report being able to live there on around 1,400 euro per month, and they say that about half of their income goes towards rent and utilities. Fortunately, food is pretty affordable there, and you can still pick up some tapas for around 1 or 2 euro each. Being in the Galicia region, you won't just hear Spanish being spoken here, but also Galician or Gallego, the area's 2nd official language. If you'd like to learn Gallego, you can take language classes at the official language school, which provides lessons in Galician and 11 other languages. And while Coruña is not known as the most beautiful port city in Spain, there are some notable landmarks to enjoy. The Tower of Hercules is the oldest operating watchtower in the world, and nearby you can walk miles of coastal paths that overlook the Atlantic and peer out at the Millennium Obelisk, a pyramid-shaped structure marking Y2K. When it comes to weather, the good and bad news about A Coruña is that it's not as blisteringly hot as other parts of Spain in the summer, places like Malaga. So if you're looking for cooler weather, then this could be for you, but it also has cold water, being that it's situated right on the Atlantic. So keep that in mind if you're thinking of moving here, because some people say that the rain in A Coruña can be downright depressing. Another downside is that Coruña is known as a bit of a concrete jungle. It doesn't have as many nature and green spaces and parks as some other cities in Spain. So if you want to get into nature, you might have to leave town. And likewise, it's not as well connected for travel. So if you're thinking about traveling often, then you might have a little bit more traveling to do. It could get a little bit more complex and more expensive compared if you were in a bigger hub in Spain. Spain. If you're curious about living in A Coruña, check out neighborhoods such as the Old City, Riazor on the coast, and Los Rosales in the north. Coming in at number 5 on our list today is the Canary Islands, which has amazing temperatures year-round that hover between 65 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. This set of islands is closer to Africa than Spain, but still Spanish territory. If you've seen photos of these stunning islands before, you know they're an outdoor lover's paradise. With active volcanoes, mountain ranges, dunes, and endless opportunities for water sports, you'll always have things to do in the Canaries. The Canaries are made up of 7 different islands, each with their own look and feel, but there are definitely a few that stand out as destinations for expats, foreigners, and also for tourists. The 4 most popular islands are Tenerife, Gran Canaria, Fuerteventura, and Lanzarote. Tenerife is the largest and most populated island in the archipelago and also has the largest expat community. It's the most visited island in the Canaries by tourists, and British expats in particular flock here, where you'll find close to 45,000 of them taking advantage of the sunny skies. Many long and short-term residents there speak English, so if your Spanish isn't strong, you'll get by easily. And if you're planning on relocating with kids, then Tenerife has 6 bilingual schools to choose from. I've been to Tenerife a couple of times and it's just beautiful. It's so peaceful and quiet, even in the center of town, and especially out on the beaches and in the mountains. But digital nomads are often drawn to Gran Canaria, especially the Las Palmas area, which has a lot of good infrastructure for remote work and also a lot of co-living spaces and events. Las Palmas is famous for surfers and is also the most diverse island in terms of different landscapes, although it does help to have a car to get around and see everything. Fuerteventura is the most untouched of the main residential islands. It has the wildest nature and beaches that can make you feel like the only person in the world. The high winds there also make it a great place for the World Championships of kite and windsurfing. Lanzarote is the easternmost island and is considered the most peaceful and quiet of the 4. Right now though, it's also the most challenging to find accommodation on. It has some of the fewest listings shown on local websites such as Idealista for the region. Even though living in the Canaries sounds idyllic, and it is, island living comes with some drawbacks. For one, island fever is a real thing, and although it's very nice there, after some time you might find yourself wanting to escape to the mainland more and more often. So this is another cost to take into consideration, although the good news is that residents there can get discounts on flights and ferries, but if you're looking for somewhere to live long term, then definitely add a little bit more to your budget for extra travel costs. Finally, the Canaries aren't the best place to go looking for work in Spain, especially if you're not an EU tax resident. While most jobs are in tourism or the service industry, locals have a hard time finding work there and say there's a lot of intense competition for paid positions. Up in Spain's Basque Country, nature and city collide in San Sebastián, the crown jewel of the north. Just 12 miles from the French border, it's one of Spain's premier tourism destinations. You'll fall in love with San Sebastián's dreamy beach right in the city center and its historic European old town. What I personally love about this area is all of the hiking and walking that you can do. The Camino de Santiago's northern route snakes through the coastline of this area, and it's just simply beautiful. You get stunning views of vineyards, the sea, and also amazing sunsets. This area also has a mild climate where it's not as hot as the south and not as chilly as nearby France. The city's population balloons in July when the sun's out and Europe's longest running jazz festival kicks off. And when the tourists head back home in September, it's the start of the city's International Film Fest, where many notable films, such as Star Wars, have made their debut. Considering these cultural events and the close proximity to France, San Sebastián is a fine place to live. If you're thinking of going there, popular places to live include the Center, Antiguo, Gros, and Amara. If you're a foodie, then San Sebastian is a perfect place for you with one of the highest number of Michelin star restaurants per capita in the world. One of my favorite things to do there is just get lost in the city's alleyways, just walk around and pop in and out of bars and restaurants to get some tapas or pinchos as they're called there. The San Sebastian lifestyle comes at a price, however. A simple bachelor pad there starts at $650 per month plus utilities, and when it comes to groceries, the bill can be 20% higher than in other Spanish cities of the same size. San Sebastian is also known as one of the harder places to integrate into the local community. There is a small expat community there, but I saw some complaints online where people were saying that the locals were a bit closed and sometimes aloof and snobby, although to be honest, you can find complaints like this about everywhere in the world. So it's something to take with a grain of salt. It's going to be a challenge wherever you move in another country, but with time and patience and a little bit of the language, you can make it your new home. Another thing to keep in mind is that the taxes are different in the Basque Country compared to the rest of Spain, so you want to make sure that you hire a good accountant. Number 3, Soto Grande, Andalusia. Next on our list is an interesting place because it's a primarily expat community, and that is Soto Grande. So if you're looking for gated communities with luxury Western-style condos and easy access to golf courses, country clubs, and sailing, then this could be the place for you. Many of the world's elite own homes in Soto Grande. Your next-door neighbors could be the likes of Mariah Carey or former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, and you might even spot a royal family member or two. Prices to buy and rent property here are among the highest in Spain, with studios starting at $500 to $900 per month, and luxury condos and villas from $1,500 to $5,000 per month. At the same time, not everyone in Soto Grande is rich. Many average earning expats report living comfortable there, and condos to buy can even start around €100,000. Although Soto Grande can have a bit of a reputation for being a bit elite and snobby, a lot of the locals are quick to point out that the people there are actually very friendly and down to earth. Many expat families also choose Soto Grande because of its excellent schools. The area's 7 international schools boast high graduation rates and test scores. You can choose between an all-English or bilingual schools, and many even follow a UK curriculum. But the wait times to get into some of these schools and also daycares can be lengthy, with a lot of people joking online that you need to join the waiting list as soon as you get pregnant. This is another area where it has a lot of green space, but it might not all be raw, authentic nature. There's a lot of manufactured and manicured gardens and also places like the sports lagoon there, and so that's something to keep in mind as well, depending on the type of surroundings that you're looking for. So if you prefer a more organic or wild nature experience, then check out the next place on my list. Number 2 on our list today is a full region, the Asturias region, and this is a good place for you if you're looking to escape some of the summer crowds and heat of southern Spain. Located in northwestern Spain, Asturias is known as Green Spain for its diverse climate, hilly landscapes, and forests. It's also somewhere where you'll find different seasons, including dry and rainy seasons. Living in Asturias means cool summers and mild winters, with more rain than other parts of Spain. It's also known for its nearby ski resorts and national parks that have some of the best mountains in the country. It's no wonder that this area is the starting point of El Camino de Santiago's most popular route, the Primitive Way. This area is quite interesting due to its Celtic influence. It kind of could remind you a bit of Ireland, and there are a lot of different places to live throughout the region, from rural villages to larger cities and towns. Gijón is the largest of these towns in terms of population. Sitting seaside, it's a hub for water sports and also local exports. It's a university town with a pretty low cost of living, where furnished flats can go for €500 per month. Avili's, just next door, is a 25-minute train ride away. It's smaller and less pricey than Gijón, and an excellent option if you prefer small towns. Oviedo is also a small town that sits at the trailhead for the primitive way. Transplants in this area say they can walk end to end of the town in 45 minutes and get by with only basic Spanish. One drawback to living here is that it is known as a coal and industrious area, which has had some impact on the air quality and environment, although the local government is taking steps to reduce emissions. At the same time, these environmental impacts have also affected jobs in the area, with younger people tending to leave in favor of job opportunities elsewhere, which has also impacted the average age of the local population. Girona, Catalonia. Just 40 minutes outside of Barcelona, you'll find Girona, a charming Catalan town that's an eclectic mix of old and new, with Gothic cathedrals spaced out by modern condos. Separating the old and new parts of this city is the picturesque Onyar River, lined with colorful facades and houses stacked neatly on top of each other. One thing that attracts people to Girona is that it's actually something of a cycling capital, with Lance Armstrong even once training here. Since then, thousands of professional athletes and triathletes have moved to Girona to train or simply enjoy its car-friendly roadways and rolling hills. This boom in cycling tourism and expats has created quite the market for bike stores and professional trainers that move to the area in search of business opportunities. But you don't have to be a cyclist to love living in Girona. This is an area known for friendly people, lots of nice walking trails, and also potentially some of the best coffee in Spain. Because it's a university town, there's always something going on. Festivals of all types with frequent football matches where you can cheer along with the Girona FC fans. There's also an annual flower festival in May, the Temps de Flors, where city monuments, buildings, and even small alleyways become a colorful explosion of fresh flowers. Girona has a pretty large expat community, with about 20% of the population being from different countries. So you can find a lot of opportunities to meet people here, and this is an area where you'd want to learn a little bit of Spanish as well as Catalan. When it comes to cost of living, Girona is not the cheapest, but it's not the most expensive either. It's about 15% lower than living in Madrid, and you're also close to Barcelona, so you can also take the train there for a day trip. Let me know which of these places are you most interested in living in. And if you want some relocation help from me, then you can apply at travelingwithkristin.com/relocation. Make sure to watch these videos next so you can find out the exact cost of living in Spain as well as neighboring Portugal.